Did you know that what you wear can actually impact the way that you think and perform? It's not just about looking good. It's actually about thinking better. Now, today we're going to talk about the different ways that actually dressing well and how dressing to impress, dressing for success can actually influence and impact the way that your brain works and cause you to perform better in the world. So with that being said, stay tuned to the end of the video and like and subscribe to the platform. Appreciate you. Now, let's go ahead and get to it, right? I'm a big advocate for wearing suits, right? I'm a big advocate that suits are probably the most sophisticated masculine thing that a man can wear, right? And I believe that at your best, you need to be able to put on a good suit. And with that being said, what is the psychology behind this? Because, you know what I mean? Like, have you ever wondered why it is that certain people wear certain things, why certain influential people wear what they wear? Excuse me. There's a concept basically called enclosed cognition, right? And enclosed cognition is basically a psychological phenomenon where clothes affect the cognitive processes. So let's take this for example, right? Let's say you have a study that shows or that examined a doctor, right? These doctors, and they had doctors perform cognitive tasks wearing a doctor suit, and then they had doctors perform cognitive tasks wearing casual clothing. And it was shown that there's actually an impact because the way you dress actually impacts the way that you think. Now, let's look at this for an example, right? Let's say, for instance, you're on trial, right? You're on trial and you're about to go in front of the court, and for whatever reason, your freedom is on the line. Your life is on the line, right? Your life is on the line. Who do you want to defend you? Now let's just be honest. Would you want this guy as your lawyer? Or would you want this guy as your lawyer? Let's just be honest. Your life is on the line. Your life is on the line. Who are you trusting? Do you trust this man right here? Or do you trust this guy right here? Let's just be honest. And all of you know the answer. Let's just be honest. You know the answer. The answer is you're gonna trust this guy. So let's just cut the BS. Okay? So, and sorry guys, I misspoke. I misspoke a little earlier when I was talking about the study. They weren't actually doctors, right? So in this study, you see, you can see here that basically what happened is these participants, they were just participants in the study, and they were given a white coat. For some of them, they were told that it was a doctor's coat, and for others, it was called a painter's coat. They had to put the coat on. Both groups undertook the same task, and guess what? Those who believed they were wearing a doctor's coat performed better on the academic task, while those who thought they were wearing a painter's coat scored higher in creative tasks, highlighting the cognitive impact of the perceived symbolism in clothing. In other words, when you dress in a way that aligns with your goals and makes you feel confident, your mindset shifts. It's not just about looks. It's not just about looks. So what you have to understand is that when you put on certain clothing, it gets you in the mindset. Your wardrobe, your style, it is a reflection of your a reflection and a representation of your image. So at the end of the day, that's something that we can't get around. It's called enclosed cognition. if you want to succeed, if you want to be better, you want to get higher, you want to achieve more, then you will dress like you want to achieve more. You will dress like you want to get higher. You will dress like you want to be more. Now, we have other studies that basically talk about how formal clothing actually promotes abstract thinking and global processing. What does that mean? That means that you're able to think of things in more abstract ways and able to look at things like such as the big picture. You're able to focus on the big picture and not necessarily focus on minute details. That's one of the reasons why formal clothing, or one of the effects that formal clothing will have on you. So let's look at it. You look at an example. When clothing style influences cognitive style. It's common knowledge that clothes have a strong influence over the way other people perceive us. This was a study done by the Association of Psychological Science, right? It says you may be talented and qualified, but sweatpants at a job interview probably won't communicate your ambition to a potential boss. The clothes don't just shape the way other people see us. New research from a team of psychological scientists from California State University, Northridge, and Columbia University find that the clothes we wear can also influence the way we think. Who would have thought? That's what I've been saying. 5 experiments. Formality of clothing, they were able to find that the formality of clothing not only influenced the way others perceive a person and how a person perceives themselves, but could influence decision making in important ways through its influence on processing style. Basically, what happened is these people, one of the tests that they did is the students wearing normal clothes were asked to rate the formality of their attire relative to their peers. They then performed a series of standardized tests to measure their cognitive processing. They were then given a list of actions and asked to choose between abstract and concrete explanations for the action. For example, the description for voting could be either a broad term for influencing the election or a more concrete interpretation as marking a ballot. So this is an example of how things like the way you dress, wearing a suit can actually alter and affect the way you think. And this is why you see people who are driven and they care about these certain things, they're able to achieve certain things. And I mean, let's just be honest. Let's just be honest. Like, when you see people who are chasing success, they dress well. When they get there, they get casual. Think about that. Think about that. And not just that. I mean, honestly, we know that it boosts your confidence and your self-perception. If you feel good, you're going to perform better. You're going to perform better. So, I mean, we could go on and list about how, but let's just be honest. I mean, why do you want to resist? Why are you guys so determined to resist positive change instead of just embracing it? Why not just embrace it?